Hey, happy Friday! What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful, beautiful Friday. Not for any reason in specific. Well, maybe one reason. We do get to give away this Perfect Order Master Set right now, so that's pretty cool. We do that every set release. We give away an entire Master Set to one of you guys just as a thank you, just because you guys are amazing and you support me, and I want to support you as much as I wish we could give away more. Unfortunately, there's only one winner who wins a Perfect Order Master Set. We try to support as much as we can, selling product at MSRP as long as we can, as long as we get product at wholesale prices. We do a lot of giveaways, a lot of streams with our pack breaks, just showing my gratitude to you guys because you guys are absolutely amazing. So I really, really appreciate you. If you don't win the Perfect Order Master Set, genuinely, I do wish everybody could win, but there will be another chance because Chaos Rising is a month away. We're a month away from pre-releases already, and then the Darkrai set comes out in like July. So it's still going to come fast and furious all year long. But what we do is we fill up an entire binder with everything that you could pull from a set. So this is the Perfect Order one right here, and we're going to give it away to one of you right now, and that one of you is Dapper Dragons. I think I'm saying that right. I always memorize the name before starting recording, and then I second guess myself. So I just got to double check here. Dapper Dragons. Yep. Dapper Dragons, you are the winner. Congratulations, Dapper Dragons. You get an entire master set of Perfect Order for free. All you got to do is just reach out to me and verify your YouTube channel. Give me your information so I can ship it off to you. I'm just going to have to ask you a couple of questions basically to make things simple. You just email me, DannyPhantomContent@gmail.com. That's all you need to do, and I'll get you verified. I'll talk to my YouTube rep, and we'll get this sent off to you. Congratulations. Like I said, if you didn't win, I do apologize. I really do wish everybody could win, but there will be more opportunities, so thank you for sticking with me, and I hope that since we don't have a requirement of you needing to subscribe, I hope that you guys are here for the content, and the giveaways are just a little bit of a perk, and that's what we like to do. So I want to talk about Ascended Heroes because I got a comment last week, I think it was last week, or it might have been the week before, from somebody just saying, I forget who it was exactly. I should have screenshot it when I saw it. But basically they asked if Ascended Heroes is worth opening at the current price point because genuinely they thought it is. They think it is opening at it is worth opening at $10 to $11 a pop because of the pull rates, because of what you get, because of the chasier cards in the set. And I thought, you know what? That is a good question. I don't think so. I don't think the value is there, but let me calculate it. Let me figure it out, and I will record a video and let you know. So that's what we're going to do. What price point should you actually be opening up Ascended Heroes at? It might not be MSRP, might be a little bit above that, but what is it worth as far as opening? Now you don't want to look at just value. Obviously, the simple answer to this is that's all dependent on you as an individual, if it's worth opening or not. So it depends on how much fun you can have opening booster packs of Pokemon cards. How big of an importance is that chase card to you? There's a lot of chasier cards in the set, right? Like you got the Gengar, you got the Mega Dragonite, you got both Pikachus, you got the Mewtwo. All those cards, very, very expensive. Pull rate's not bad for Ascended Heroes. Very similar to what we've had throughout the Mega Evolution block so far, which is really strong. But if we break it down mathematically and we try and figure out, is it really worth opening Ascended Heroes booster packs, Elite Trainer packs at the current price point? If we associate values with each one, that's kind of how we break this down. So we look at Ascended Heroes pull rates, and then we associate values with each card that you can pull, each ultra rare that you can pull. So anything that's a double rare or higher. And then we add all of that information up based on law of averages. How many double rares you're supposed to get in an ETB, or how many special illustration rares you're supposed to get in an ETB. And then we break that down to the true value of what you can expect to get out of your Ascended Heroes booster pack. So now obviously money's not everything. The fun cost does factor in. So it's really up to you to determine how you want to spend your collection budget. Everybody's going to be different. Some people obviously are going to be okay spending a little bit more. Some people have a very strict rule of never opening above MSRP. Some people have a strict rule of I'm just going to buy singles, even MSRP is too expensive. So whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy is fine. But I wanted to put together the data so that way you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collecting dollars. So let's take a look. This information might look a little bit familiar. This is our Ascended Heroes pull rate data. So if you've watched the channel before, every single set release, we like to go through and we like to make pull rate data based off of the amount of packs that we've either opened up or maybe packs that we've opened opened up for pack breaks or packs that were opened up at a local store. So that way we can give you a good assumption of what you can expect when you buy a new set. Because you go out, you spend your money, you wait in line, you spend your time, things like that, especially if you're somebody who pays above MSRP to open up products. Is it really worth it? So what we do is we break it down and we figure out, well, how many hits can you expect to get out of your booster box worth of whatever product? Now, Ascended Heroes doesn't have booster boxes, right? They had a staggered release. So we break it down as best as we can based off of Elite Trainer boxes, and then also pull rates based off of 36-pack sample sizes, which would be the equivalent of 1 booster box if Ascended Heroes had it. Otherwise, 6 booster bundles, or 4 Elite Trainer boxes, or 18 2-pack blisters, or whatever, 12 3-pack, whatever you want to break it down to, a 36-pack sample size. So what we did is we went to tcgplayer.com and we figured out what pricing looked like on all of these singles. Ascended Heroes holding extremely well for pretty much every rarity, right? Like, there is a lot of double rares in Ascended Heroes and some more competitive cards as well, which I think are playing a factor on some of the price points, but there is a lot of bulk pricing. So anything that you see here in the double rare category that has a value associated with it of $2, that's basically bulk pricing. A lot of these are actually selling on TCG Player for below that price point. So they might be selling for $1.40 or $1.70. I just rounded everything up to about $2 because I think a double rare value is approximately about $2. So starting off with like the Erica's Vileplume right at the beginning, right at the top there, the value on that is about $2. That's a bulk EX pricing, despite the fact that it's probably selling on TCG Player for a little bit less than that. Then you have the Mega Meganium. That's a little bit higher. So that one currently selling for about $4.41. The Mega Charizard Y currently selling for about $7.35. So that's the most expensive, or one of the more expensive ones of the double rare category. You have Ethan's Ho-Oh, you have Emboar, you have Cinderace. All of those are basically bulk pricing. And then the Mega Feraligatr, which is actually getting very close to bulk pricing, currently sitting there at $2.41. Then you have the Mega Frostlass, which is selling for $9.30. Now, we did talk about competitive play a little bit ago, a couple days ago. This is being very, very impacted by competitive play. Mega Frostlass, very good, has had some really good results at cups and at regional events and things like that, which is why that price point is a little bit higher. So you're looking at about $9.30 on the regular art double rare for that one. $2 on the Regice, a little bit more than bulk for the Pikachu EX. This is just the double rare, remember, selling for about $2.66. And then you have a very, very long slew of just nothing but bulk EXs that you can pull. So the Voltorb, the Mega Electros, the Hops Pincurchin, Iono's Bellibolt, Miraidon, Lily's Clefairy, Rocket's Mewtwo, Azumarill, Mega Gardevoir, Regirock EX, Cynthia's Garchomp, Mega Lucario, Stunfisk, Mega Howlucha, Koraidon, all selling for bulk pricing at $2. And then you got the Mega Gengar, which is a little bit above bulk pricing, but not much, selling for $2.72. The interesting thing about Mega Gengar is that this is its third print run, like third copy of it. You had the Battle Dex, right? And then you had its debut in, I think, Phantasmal Flames, and now the set after Phantasmal Flames, which is Ascended Heroes, you get more Mega Gengar. So Mega Gengar has been all over the place out there. There's Gengar holographic rares, and these are selling like hotcakes. They're selling very, very well, but there's so many of them out there that it's keeping the price point extremely low. So $2.72 on that one, probably going to climb and climb and climb throughout the years because Gengar just does Gengar things. Mega Scrafty is at $2, and Zoroark at $2, Mandibuzz at $2, and you got the Pheasantipity, obviously an extremely competitive card. Finally, we got a reprint of that because we hadn't had any copies of it since Shrouded Fable, currently selling for $4.23. We did have, I guess, a battle deck, but it didn't really populate enough additional supply into the market. Registeel in a bulk pricing, same thing with Togedemaru. Then you've got Mega Dragonite, which isn't as good competitively as I think what people hoped it would be, but people are still kind of holding on to the hope that it will be, which is causing the price point to be a little bit higher at $6.54 there. Dragapult EX is at $2, Rocket's Kangaskhan at $2, Larry's the Dunsparce at $2, Zangoose, Mega Audino, Terapagos, all of those basically sitting there at $2. So not a whole lot of value when it comes to the double rare category. Illustration rares, you start getting a little bit more, but again, illustration rares changed as far as pull rates go, right? The Mega Evolution block made illustration rares easier to pull, where we had Scarlet and Violet, it was about 1 out of every 12 packs yielded you 1 illustration rare. For a set like Mega Evolution all the way through Ascended Heroes, Perfect Order, all the sets so far have been closer to 1 out of 8 packs, maybe 1 out of 9 packs. So they've gotten about about 25% easier to pull, which brings the cost down significantly. If you look at sets like Mega Evolution, if you look at sets like Phantasmal Flames, even Perfect Order starting to already retrace quite a bit because those illustration rares are a lot easier to pull, causing those prices to drop significantly. Ascended Heroes is going to take a little bit more time because the demand is so much higher for a set like Ascended Heroes, and a lot more people leaving their Ascended Heroes product sealed, because when Elite Trainer box is already selling for $130 and it just came out 2 months ago, a lot of people are like, well, should I really open it at $130? Because that's a lot more than I paid for, and you start getting the money talking into everybody's mind. So going through these, Ericus Tangela, one of the more expensive ones, currently sitting there at $26.49. The Beautifly is at $7.41. Dustox has dropped to $4.78. That's one of the cheaper ones in the set. You have got Budu, which is obviously a very competitive card, sitting there at $14.42. Ethan's May Cargo is currently selling for $8.31. Numel is $6.08. Salazzle, one of the least expensive ones in the set, at $3.55. So if you're a Salazzle fan, illustration rare for only $3.55 there. Score Bunny's at $12.26. Then you've got the Psyduck, which is a little bit playable. It's got by far the most value associated with it when it comes to illustration rares for multiple reasons. Obviously being one of the fan favorites as far as Mons go, also being relatively competitive. $85.87. This is up like 15% over the last few weeks. So what Psyduck was at about $95 and then retraced down to, well, I shouldn't say retraced because it didn't really have anything to retrace to, fell to about $70 and then started climbing again now. So we do get some relief, right? Booster bundles are already out or coming out. Booster bundles, I think, are starting to show up in big box retailers as of today. And then they started shipping. We got our shipment notification yesterday. So we should have those early next week. We don't have a whole lot of them coming, but that's just wave one, right? There's going to be another wave of them, and that means your LGS is probably getting some in, and maybe your favorite online game store is getting some in. So booster bundles providing some relief. You got the wave 2 of the pin collection boxes, the deluxe pin collections. Mega Feraligatr, I think, is on one of them. I can't remember the other one, but those hitting the market, that's the second wave there. So that's going to give a little bit of relief, might cause the side. I mean, it is not enough to go around, unfortunately. So that Psyduck is still doing really well. And I feel like Ascended Heroes is just a very easily manipulated set, because when you have a staggered release like this and products are all stretched out, it doesn't give you don't get this big drop. You can recover a lot faster if you're somebody who's buying stuff out, if you're a group of people buying stuff out. There's not as much that it's just you're spread out as far as your spend goes. So very unfortunate. But Snorunt is $9.62. Weavile is $7.54. Heliolisk is the cheapest one in the set, cheapest illustration rare, sitting there at $2.75. It was the Vikavolt, but the Vikavolt has gone up a little bit. That one's at $3.24. Then you've got Iono's Wattrel at $12.17. Meryl, which is a cool illustration, that one's selling for $15.89. Misdreavus is at $6.24. Banette at $12.83. Togekiss at $7.42. Slurpuff is in there at $9.96. My Father is at $5.14. Hops Trevenant there. Rocket's Mimikyu, which is one of my personal favorites, probably my favorite illustration in the set. $29.70 on that one. Rocket's Pat Thumbs, $11.53. $7.59 for Hitmontop. Metachamp sitting there at $6.26. The Carbink is at $5.68. Mighty is at $9.35. Cynthia's Spirit Tomb, $15.93. That one's not bad. Galarian Obstagoon, a little bit cheaper at $4.88. The Mawile's at $7.55. Dreepy, very competitive, sitting at $14.71. And Dracloak, its evolved form, $13.59. Then you've got $5.67 on Larry's Staraptor and $5.13 on Fanrotom. So there's quite a shift between like the most expensive and the least expensive. Obviously, you have the Psyduck up there at $85, and then the lowest is the Heliolisk at $3. But a lot of them right now selling for single digits, which isn't bad, and hopefully those will continue to come down a little bit more. The full arts have been hit pretty hard because they're not necessarily easy to pull, but again, the amount of product that is getting opened up is driving those cards that are less in demand down significantly. So you do have the Sprigatito, which is a little bit above bulk pricing, sitting there at $3.34. And then you've got Stunfisk at $2, the Mega Audino at $2.60, Anthea and Concordia, and Black Belts Training, both sitting there at $2 a piece. Bulk pricing on those. Heroes. Boss's Orders is at $14.42, so that's a little bit more expensive. Canary's at $5.24. Then you've got a bunch of bulkier ones. So if you're somebody who wants to collect the master set of Ascended Heroes, which is a beautiful master set, I would just start hammering out some of these bulk ones. You've got a bunch of bulk double rares, you got some bulk ultra rares, you've got some cheaper illustration rares. Just, you know, walk before, or crawl before you can walk. How do you eat an elephant? One at a time, like one bite at a time, just slow progress, like molasses. Charon, Counter Gain, Glass Trumpet, and Jamming Tower. Check those off your list. Those are all $2 a piece or less. Ends PP up sitting there at $4.38. The Rockets Transceiver is at $2.98. And then the Ultra Ball, which is obviously ultra competitive, $12.24. Ascended Heroes did introduce a new rarity, which is the Mega Attack Rare, about 1 out of 27 packs. Fun fact for you, that used to be the pull rate of special illustration rares. With the release of Scarlet and Violet Base, the release of Paldea Evolved, the release of Obsidian Flames, special illustration rares are about 1 out of 27 packs. That's what we have for Mega Attack rares right now. So when you start looking at some of the older special illustration rares from those few sets, that goes to tell you about what you can expect as far as pricing goes for these Mega Attack rares. The difference is now when obviously a lot more demand in Pokemon, because back then, Scarlet and Violet boxes, Obsidian Flames, even Paldea Evolved, you could buy for $100 for a booster box. Not like that now. So Mega Frostlass, very competitive, obviously, $17.79, which isn't bad. Mega Electros is down to $6.18. The Mega Diancie is sitting there at $10.94. Mega Hawlucha is at $9.38. Then you've got the outlier right here, Mega Gengar, selling for $98.88. This one had fallen down to about $70 also. So now it really has climbed back up. But that's because you constantly have people taking advantage of Gengar because they know what the market looks like for Gengar. Gengar fans are dedicated, they're passionate, and they are willing to buy what they need to buy to continue their Gengar collection, and people unfortunately take advantage of it. $98.88, and there's also just a lot of demand. A lot of people just love Gengar. So Mega Scrafty is at $6.35, Mega Dragonite at $59.05. Special illustration rares, this is where things get really pricey and really dicey. Mega Meganium is at $92.42, that one's up a little bit. Mega Emboar has fallen a little bit, that one's down to $63.93. For Alligator is pretty flat at $169.16. Mega Frostlass is up a little bit. That one's at $89.34. The Pikachu EX, the Forest one, that one has jumped all the way up to $879.50, so closing in on that $1,000 mark. And even the pink one, that one's up a little bit as well at $407.96. Mega Electros has dropped. That one's down to $44.10. Same thing with the Belly Bolt. That one has also dropped down to $74.13. Lily's Clefairy is up a little bit. That one's at $171.90. Rocket's Mewtwo is up a lot. That one's at $402.30. The Mega Diancie has dropped significantly. That one's down to $64.65. Mega Hawlucha has stayed relatively flat at $70.61. The Mega Gengar just continues to climb. So that one's at $1,231.40. Mega Scrafty is at $68.21. And Zoroark is up a little bit. That one's at $153.78. Marnie's Grimmsnarl is currently at $88.89. Fezandipiti is at $87.19. Steven's Metagross is up a little bit. That's at $104.86. Mega Dragonite slowly catching that Pikachu. That one continues to climb as well. That one's at $727.25. The special illustration rare supporters, those are a little bit cheaper. So $50.36 for the Canary. Iris's Fighting Spirit is down to $40.96. And then the Surfer is at $30.19. So if you are looking to master, maybe a couple of these are worth buying right now. I don't know. It gets to a point where it's like, do I really want to overspend? Do I really want to dedicate too much into it? I am confident they'll continue to put more Ascended Heroes out, and there will be better times to buy some of the more expensive ones. Maybe not the chasiest of the chase. Like, you never know what's going to happen with that Gengar. That's going to be impossible to predict because a lot of people say this is just going to keep climbing, and it might because, like I said before, there's just a lot of passionate Gengar fans out there, which price just doesn't really matter as much. And if the population report and PSA 10 value stays high, it's going to be really tough. Mega Hyper Rares have fallen a lot. Mega Charizard Y is down to $489.80, so $490 for that one. And then the Mega Dragonite has also fallen down to $288.45. So basically what we did is we took the averages of all these price points and associated them with the amount that you can expect to pull per booster box or per 36-pack sample size. So in your booster box of Ascended Heroes, 36-pack sample size, you should get about seven double rares, 7.24 double rares. That means every 5 packs you're opening up a double rare. The average price point on those double rares is $2.61. You got a lot of bulk ones, but you also have, you know, the Charizard, which is about $7. You've got the Frostlass, which is about $9. That means every 36 packs of Ascended Heroes that you open up, you will get about $18.89 worth of value in just that category. So just the double rare category. When it comes to the illustration rares, you're getting one every 8 packs. So every 8 packs of Ascended Heroes that you open up, you should get one illustration rare. The average price point on those illustration rares is $12.11. Now, it's important to note that that is driven up a little bit because of that Psyduck, but because of the amount of illustration rares that there are, it's not playing as big of an impact as you think it might, because you still have quite a few above this $12.11 price point, like Spiritomb is above that, Dracloak is above that, Dreepy is above that, Mimikyu is above that. There's still a fair amount. You do have a lot below that price point, but that's why they call it an average for a reason. So about $12.11. That means on average, you open up 36 packs of Ascended Heroes, you should get about $55.10 worth of value when it comes to that illustration rare category. If we go down to the ultra rare, the full art category, you're going to get about 2.65 out of every 36 packs that you open up. That means you'll about 13, 14 packs, somewhere in there, you'll pull a full art. The average price point on those right now, though, has dropped down to about $4.23 because you're not, there's just so many being opened up, and the demand for the full arts is not like what it once was, you know, not like what it was throughout the XY era or the Sun and Moon era even, or the Black and White era especially, because the chasier cards are different now. So price is a lot less expensive on those. That means on average, your 36 packs of Ascended Heroes will only net you about $11.19 worth of value when it comes to those full arts. Mega Attack Rares, your average price point is $29.80. About 1 out of every 27 packs, that means 1.31 per booster box. $29.80 is driven a little bit higher because of that Gengar, but you do have that Dragonite, which is a little bit more pricey, and the Frostlass, which has a little bit of value to it. So it's not terrible. $39.10 is your expected value when it comes to that category right there, the Mega Attack Rare category. This is where things get a little bit more difficult here. Your special illustration rares, you get one every like 66 packs. So about 72 packs is what we typically say. Every 2 booster boxes worth of product that you open up, you should expect about 1 special illustration rare. That means you have to open up about 65, 66 packs here. Your average price point on them is $232.41. Now, you do have a lot of them above that price point, right? Like we talked about the Pikachu, we talked about the Mewtwo, we talked about the Dragonite, we talked about the Gengar, and then you have a fair amount below that, right? Like the Canary and the Surfer. So if you do pull one, and it's great to finally pull one, you might get upset if it's like a $30 card as opposed to the $1,200 card. You also can pull God Packs, which this doesn't account for. God Packs do seem a little bit easier to pull in Ascended Heroes than what we experienced with like Black Bolt and White Flare, or even Prismatic, especially Prismatic. Average price point does mean that on your 36 pack sample size, you're looking at about $127.89 worth of value on average. But granted, that's all or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're only opening up 36 packs, you only have about a 50% chance of opening up a special illustration rare there. Mega Hyper Rares, if you finally do pull one, average price point on those is $389.13. The Charizard is more, the Dragonite is less, but they're difficult to pull. So on average, you're only looking at about $16.47 worth of value. This is going to be a little bit construed or misconstrued because of the special illustration rare category. I almost wish I would just take that out because it's not a good indicator of what is actual, because you only have about a 50% chance of pulling in a 36 pack sample size. That means you open up an ETB, your chance of pulling a special illustration rare in an ETB, it's like 12% or 13% or something like that. But if you add all this together and we just keep going where we're going, your total value, expected value out of these 36 packs is about $268.65. That means your price per pack is $7.46. Right now, what you should pay for an Elite Trainer box, you just take $7.46, you multiply it times 9, you get $76 or $67.16. That means, so your expected value out of your Elite Trainer box is a little bit above MSRP. Your expected value out of your booster pack is a little bit above MSRP. But nowhere near what it is for the market. So that comment, which kind of started my thought process on all this, is it worth opening at $10 to $11 a piece? Absolutely not. Not even close, actually. So the market price right now on Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer boxes is currently about $148. Your price point on packs as far as market value goes, you can't even see my face, my ugly face is in the way, is about $7 or $11.92. That means every time you open up an Ascended Heroes booster pack, if you pay market price, if you pay $12 or somewhere around that, you're going to lose about $4.50. So take your Ascended Heroes booster pack, take $5, throw it in the garbage, and then open it up. Basically what you're doing every time. Every time you open up an Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer box at the current price point, if you're paying market price for it, you're looking at about a loss of $90. Can you have $90 worth of fun opening up 9 packs? That's completely up to you. I'm not going to tell you how to have your fun. If you can have $90, I want to be there for that. $90, like that's a lot of money, or $80.87. I mean, it's really up to you, obviously, how you want to spend your collection budget. But this is why I don't ever recommend opening up above MSRP. Now, for a set like Ascended Heroes, if you can find booster packs for $7 to $8 a piece, like obviously go nuts. If you can buy an Elite Trainer box for $65, $70, somewhere around there, yeah, statistically it shows it's worth it. But if you can't, and your LGS has them for $120, and you're like, oh, that's $28 below market, that's a good deal. Is it worth opening though at that price? Obviously not. You're still losing about $60. Now, yeah, you could get really lucky, and that's the gambling side of things. You can go nuts and you can take your chance and hopefully pull a God Pack or that Mega Gengar or that Mega Dragonite or whatever chase card you want. That all boils down to the fun cost and how much fun you can have doing that. But going into it, you should know that on average, the pack price should be around $7.50 based off of pull rates, and your Elite Trainer box should be around $70 based off of pull rates. So I would not open it above those prices, but I also wouldn't open it above MSRP, and that's also very easy for me to say. So do what is best for you, but knowing the information before you make your decision is always the best route to go. So if you're like, hey, I know I'm going to lose money opening this bad boy up, I don't care. I'm going to have the time of my life doing it because I love this set, and the commons and uncommons look beautiful, and I want to learn the attacks, and I want to learn all this stuff, and I think it's just fun. You should do that then. You should go nuts and you should have fun opening up Pokemon cards because that's what they're made for. So I want to put this data out there so that way you can have it and you can make the best decision when it comes to spending your collection dollars. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know it was a long video. I know there was a lot of data in there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. We will start the Chaos Rising. I mean, we got a month before pre-releases start for Chaos Rising, which is crazy. So congratulations to the Perfect Order Master Set winner again. Just stay tuned to the channel if you want to win, or if you want to, we're going to keep doing whatever we can